It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Friday, so let's get that belly feeling like it's ready for the weekend. And it's time for a breakfast snack, but this is with a Moorish recipe. I'm talking about a grilled cheese and basil pesto sandwich made using Sunbake's delicious and convenient sourdough, and it's pretty much the feel-good everyday bread. And now we've got brand manager at Sunbake, Hayley May, in the building, joining us in the kitchen to share more. And it's not just stopping at one recipe, because she's snuck in another just for your pleasure. Hayley, how are we doing this morning?
Thank you, and good morning. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, this is really exciting stuff. I know we've got two recipes to get into. Before I even start, though, let's talk about Sunbake sourdough and what inspired the creation and bringing this to the forefront for our people, because this is definitely something for me to celebrate. I think Mzansi can as well.
Yes. Thanks. So we're very proud to bring Sunbake sourdough to South Africa and also to our consumers here. During COVID and lockdown, people had a lot of time on their hands, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of cooking and baking happening at home. And one of the most popular items that were baked was actually a sourdough bread.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people discovered that it's actually not so easy to make it.
Yes.
So there was a lot of comments on Facebook around, that people love sourdough, but it's so tough to make it. It would be great to just, be able to go and buy it in the store. And this was a fantastic opportunity for the brand to actually bring a traditionally made sourdough bread into the everyday mainstream bread space.
Okay.
And so we're really excited. It's taken off really well. We've had lots of amazing feedback from consumers around it. And so really happy to be here this morning and to share some of our favorite recipes with you guys.
Yeah, and speaking of recipes, I'm going to dive straight into my first recipe right now. So I've got some butter here, which I'm placing on the sourdough. Firstly, let me talk about how soft and fluffy the sourdough actually is to work with already. I know it's cold out here in the morning, but what I'm going to be doing on my side is a sort of basil pesto grilled sort of a infusion. Oh, I know, it sounds delicious. It tastes even better. And what we're going to be doing is simply getting a nice oiled pan. We pop that on heat. And then what I've done here, I've added some extra dollops of butter onto my bread. I'm going to put that butter side on the pan. All right, so that's already started. And then what we're going to do is do our first layer of basil pesto. So that's going to be layer number one, while the bread just gets melted up and a little bit of a toasting. And then the real simple part after this is simply adding as much cheese as you desire, right? So the more the better. Trust me on this one. And I'm going to do exactly that right now. So popping on some cheese over here.
And the nice thing about this bread is it toasts really well. Actually, a lot of the feedback from consumers is that it really just plain toast sometimes with butter is amazing. But a lot of people are making their favorite sandwiches with sourdough. But toasting is definitely one of the best benefits around the texture of the bread. And it really has a nice golden color. So you'll see I've got some toast here already, and I'm going to put some Avo on mine. Because this is another favorite.
Nice. Well, while you do that, let me just close up my little salmi over here in the meantime and get that cheese to grill on. So you're working with something toasted right now. So you've toasted that. You're saying this is obviously quite a popular thing. For me, there's nothing like kryptonite when you're talking about just a plain old toasted bread, a toasted sourdough especially, which makes it even better with some melted butter. Ooh, it's just plain and it's just simple, and you can appreciate the bread. But what we're doing here is taking this thing to private school right now, which I absolutely love. So you're laying it with Avo there, I do see.
Yep. And I'm going to add a little bit of egg on top, because you can have it just with plain Avo on toast, or you can make it a little bit extra special and add some egg.
Now we're talking about putting great ingredients on here, but let's just extract all of that and let's talk about the hero once again. With sourdough, what are the benefits to actually consuming or eating sourdough bread? Are there any?
Yes, a lot of people have challenges around their gut health and digestion, and some of the challenges around just eating normal bread is that it leaves you sometimes feeling bloated.
Yes.
The great thing about sourdough is that it won't leave you feeling bloated. It really does aid gut health and digestion. And for people who really have challenges around it, this is the perfect bread. It's the better for you choice that we call it. We say this is the better for you choice. It's great for kids because it has a subtle flavor to it. So you can use it for any type of sandwiches, and kids love it. And they don't even know that they're eating a more healthier bread. But moms love that because they've made the right choice for the family.
And I couldn't help but just notice that there's some even more great benefits here. Obviously, traditionally made with a bread starter culture, but I believe it's vegan friendly, halal, kosher.
Yes.
Oh, come on, isn't it enough to get us dancing on a Friday? I love that. Well played.
And what we wanted to also maybe highlight for everybody is that this is a authentically made sourdough bread. So what we mean by that is that sourdough starts with a bread starter culture. So
Yes.
it's a mixture of flour and water that's fermented. That ferment sits for at least a minimum of 22 hours. So we've taken that authentic process of sourdough and we've built that into making your everyday mainstream breads in our factory. So obviously we scale it up, but that's the traditional way that sourdough is made. This is a bread that dates back to over 100 years. And so this is something that we're really proud to bring to the market as an authentic sourdough. And really, really great to get some amazing feedback from consumers around it.
Oh, well, amazing feedback, amazing recipe inspiration. And I think while you finish off your recipe, I'm
Yep.
going to talk to you,
And some
Mzansi,
salt.
because this is exactly what it's about. The reason to celebrate right now. And you can get the recipe inspiration at expressoshow.com. And let me remind you, Sunbake sourdough pretty much is that feel-good bread that we've all been waiting for. And it's finally at our doorstep. So what are you waiting for? Get inspired with these recipes. Get inspired to feed your kids throughout the week and know that you're adding some great benefits to their meals and something that I think is going to become a standard in every household. Hayley, thank you so much. I think we deserve a high five on that one. Enough to celebrate and enough for you, Mzansi, to get your inspiration on. How's your meal looking, by the way? I want to check mine before
Yeah,
I burn it.
I think I've done a great job with avo on toast with a little bit of egg.
Nicely
and then
done.
add a little bit of chili for those who like a bit of spice and heat.
Voila. And then if I can just move these out the way, we've also got a lovely toasted salmi. Let's see if the cheese did actually melt. Yes! Oh, it looks good. All right, we've got winners, Hayley and Raul, doing the most with sourdough at your service, Mzansi. Happy Friday.
Introducing new Sunbake sourdough, the feel-good everyday bread.